Okay, with Beatriz Talerico, Miracle Makers is the screenplay, fantasy sci-fi festival. Really interesting script, really well written as well. Great idea. Woman, kind of, there's no, like, it's fertility, I guess, in a kind of, is it the future? Do you think it's the future or sort of like a re different reality of the world?
So I think about it as the future, but it really relates to questions that we have now, women's bodies and their rights.
So there's in the script, it's like the fertility is not common. It's hard to get pregnant. And so your main character gets pregnant, and then she's realizing that it's not for her. The baby's not going to be hers. It's she's just that's her job is going to be delivering babies for the population, I guess.
Yes, exactly. So in the future, the fertility rate is down to only 1% of the population of the women can are fertile and can conceive. So it becomes a government task. So at your 18th birthday, if you are a woman and a female, you go and you get tested, basically inseminated to see if you are fertile. And if you are, you have the awesome opportunity to become a miracle maker. But most don't understand what that means because the miracle makers, once some of them die in child labor, most of them are not seen after they, give birth. So it's like a mystery as to why, they're not seen after. And then she finds out exactly why they're not seen. It's because she's going to be making babies for the rest of her life.
Okay, so really great idea. You kind of said it, there's parallels to today's kind of world. That's what makes a great sci-fi, where we're kind of like, so it's about women's right to choose, well, I guess, like women's with the woman's body, do they control it or not? I guess that's what's happening now. But we're not at this extreme, I guess, so right? But it's like you're kind of worrying that we're headed in that direction.
Yes, so I started this because my sister had issues conceiving and getting pregnant,
Yeah.
and she went through like multiple cycles of in vitro. And then right after that, my friend had the same thing, and I was like, "What is going on?" So naturally, our minds just dive
Yeah.
into what is going on, and how high is the infertility rate right now. So in sci-fi minds, we think about what does the future look like because we need to ask the questions now to have people think about it for the future and not, be in the position that we're in right now where abortion rights is an example. But if the population is significantly reduced based on how many women can get pregnant, do we really think that it's going to be a choice of the women's bodies to be able to to
Yeah.
conceive? No, I think that's going to be put to something else, another power, which my
Well,
mind goes to the government,
you'd like to
maybe.
think so. Like I'll play the optimist. It's women that are getting in more positions of power now, right? And like it's sort of like once there's a usually when there's like an extreme force, right? Like in society where like this organization's getting powerful, whatever side you believe in ideologically, right? There's usually an opposite force that gets equally powerful. So if you think of feminism in the 70s was getting strong, but then there was an equal powerful force against it, right?
Yeah.
So you,
Well, I hope so. I
yeah,
really hope so, because that is then that's why I like this story. I
yeah,
really enjoyed writing it because I'm like, okay, we need to start
yeah.
thinking about this because
Yeah, so
we need
but
to.
by that rationale, women were getting more freedom. Therefore, the old white men made up this other power. They are old white men made up this other powerful force against it, right? So that's what's happening now. So as an
Yeah.
optimist, you like to think that you're going to win in the end, right? So if this
I,
does happen,
yeah,
but then it doesn't make for a good film, right? But hopefully it makes for a better future.
it does. Hopefully, it does make for a better future, more women in power. So.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but is that just to finish what you're saying? But is fertility down? Is that a thing that's happening?
So, yes, actually, I was looking it up because I was just wanted to know what was going on, and I searched it, and 1 in 7 couples have difficulties conceiving nowadays, and roughly 10 to 11% of
Yeah.
women in the U.S. are having issues with infertility, which I had no idea, but to have my friends and my sister go through the same issues. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, so that's just one person being affected by two different women, and different races and
Yeah.
ethnicities as well. So it was just very interesting to
So
me.
my counter to that, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Is that because women are now like back then, like say the 1950s, for example, women were having children before they were 25, right? So
It
now
could be.
they're older. So then evolution, like basically from a genetic standpoint, evolutionary standpoint, women are were having kids when they were teenagers back in the day, right? So that's when
Yeah,
fertility was strong, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The eggs are younger. Your body is more inclined to be able to support a child. That's why 35, I believe, is high risk
Yeah.
pregnancies. So yes, you know, our biology does play a
Yeah.
significant
No, I'm just
uh
throwing it out because I that might have to do with the stats, I guess. I'm just
yeah,
one would assume, right? So
absolutely.
because women are like I always made the joke, but I'm not saying this seriously, but who has any right to be married in their 20s, right? Like we're all idiots in our 20s, right? So basically, so it's you know what I mean? Like it's good that we're like we're getting very long later on in our life. I'm just making a joke. I'm not saying that's totally
Um, I've
generalization, right?
I've
So
been married numerous times, so
yeah.
I completely understand. I wasn't ready to be
So
married in my 20s.
no, but it's for me. I guess for me personally, I was an idiot in my 20s, right? So okay, so this in terms of this film, this script, I thought it when I first read it, I thought of Children of Men. Did you ever see that film?
Yes, yes, yes. I really love. Yes, that is a good one. Yes.
So that's like a nice sci-fi kind of film. It's really it's a man's story though, I guess, right? In
Yeah.
Children of Men.
Yes, it's a man helping her, getting her to safety.
Yeah, and but it's his story. Like it's
It is
like
his
that.
story.
That's it's like it's his journey. It's his arc. Whereas
Yes,
your film is it's the female arc, I guess.
yeah, it's her, and I would like to extend it to a feature length and get more of the back end there of the rest of the resistance and the support, and hopefully, you know, getting the rest of the
Yeah.
people out of
How
there.
many pages is it? How many pages is it now?
27, I believe.
Yeah. And do you want to make a short film out of it?
I do, yes. I want to make it a short. I want to make it a film, and yeah, I just want to see it on the big screen.
Have you made a film previously?
I have not. No.
Okay. But that's something you would want to do, like or
Yeah.
produce or be involved in, or
I would like to be involved in it. I have never produced or directed, so but if I can get with the right people and be a part of it, definitely. Yes.
okay, yeah, because it's a great. I think I would. That was my question though. Is it a proof of concept? Is there a feature script? Because it should be a
No,
feature. Yeah.
there is not one, but I can write it and I will. I would like to. But I would like to make it into a short first
Okay.
and see people's reaction.
So then show people like, okay, this is what yeah, it's a proof of concept. Let's show them what it looks like, right? So
Exactly. Hmm.
so what year are we in the future?
I was thinking 2100 or 2101 around that
Like
era.
7,500 years from now?
Yeah, when like significantly down in birth rates.
Yeah. Well, I heard the generation behind me, I don't know how you all or they're not having sex anymore, so maybe that will be a thing.
Yes. And then yeah. Apparently that's a thing.
Yeah.
They're not having sex.
Because
I saw
men
that
men
as
don't
well.
have to like approach women anymore, right?
Yes,
So
because they spend their whole time on these things.
yeah. Or AI or
On the
whatever, right?
phones or
So
the AI.
yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe that will be a thing. Who
On
knows,
video
right?
games.
Yeah. But so there is a lot of people in the
Absolutely.
world though, right? So who knows? Like I think that like I said, your script has deep themes like where it goes in many different directions. So it's great.
Thank you.
What's your experience writing scripts?
Well, I'm finishing up film school at the LA Film School in Los Angeles and for screenwriting for film and television.
Okay.
So Yeah, so I'm finishing that in May. I've written a feature, sci-fi as well, and then I'm finishing right now an adaptation from H.G. Wells' The Country of the Blind. Have you read that short story?
I have not, but that's a great idea to do that. Did they
I
suggest that you did that? Like you kind of adapt a short story?
You adapt the short story, and I really love H.G. Wells ever since The Time Machine. So I was like, if I'm gonna adapt something, it's gonna be one of his. So
What do
um,
they teach you at the screenwriting program?
structure, everything, plot, themes, everything you need. The business of screenwriting, the business of being a screenwriter. Uh, yeah, it's pretty good.
And do you guys like intersect with the filmmakers at all?
Our professors are actually in the industry. That's the good thing about the ALA Film School is that they're screenwriters. They're working on so for a professor that I have this term is a showrunner. Another one that I had a couple terms ago is actually writing video games, an adaptation of a video game for Amazon. So it's just like they're actually in the industry right now. So they are current and everything they're teaching is current and they're giving you really, really great guidance and advice.
No, but I was saying yeah, that's great that happens. But I was curious about the filmmakers themselves. Like I know it's a film school, so there's a filmmaking program, right?
Oh, yes. So you can interact with them.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
because it
we
would
have
be
like
good
virtual meetups.
virtual meetups.
Yes, you can have like virtual meetups, like virtual lounges and stuff like that.
Oh, because everybody's in all over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now I'm in Honolulu, so like we go to school virtually. There are actual people that, they go to school locally, but yeah.
So you're from are you from Hawaii originally?
No, I was born in Dominican Republic and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I'm here because this is where I retired from the Navy.
Oh wow, okay. So the Dominican Republic, Brooklyn, and then now Hawaii.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And a lot of different places in between because the Navy sent me there.
How long were you in the Navy for?
22 years.
20. You look like you're 22 years old. So like
Yeah, I appreciate that.
so then okay, so this is a common conversation I have. Like, it happens a lot where people who are retired or they do their term in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and then they end up because you get free education, right? After you finish, right?
Yes.
And then a lot of them get into the arts, and then a lot of them become filmmakers, screenwriters, like cinematographers, like various aspects of the industry. Why do you think there's so many people who, when they finish their service, they get into the arts?
I think it's because we have so strict structure every single day
Yeah,
and we follow so many guidance, so many rules, so many references that our creative minds are like, let us out. And we really want to get into the arts. I think that we've lived our lives with such defined, like, this is what you should do, this is what you shall do, this is what you won't do. And now we want to just be creative
do it.
and show what we have.
But you have a point of view though, too, right?
Yes. And I think that it sometimes you cannot express the whole point of view in uniform. So I
Yeah.
can express it now and I can definitely express it now.
Well, there's a chain of command, right? You're not allowed to contradict your superior.
You can respectfully disagree.
Okay.
But then
That's a pretty
once,
diplomatic
that's
answer,
about
but
it.
yeah.
Then after they say it twice, you say I. And
What was
that's
your
you.
ranking when you left?
I retired as a lieutenant commander,
Well, that's
in
pretty good.
'04. Mhm. Yeah. I started
Wow.
off as enlisted and then I went officer.
And why did you retire? Why didn't you keep going?
Because I had 22 years and I was at a fork, so it was either command a warship
Yeah.
and do 30 and then or say thank you very much Navy and go explore something else and the uh the status and the state of where we are right now as a country, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my stuff and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna take your expertise and retire?
yeah, man, I'm gonna say thank you for everything you've given me, and I'm gonna move on and do something that I would like to do.
That said, it would be pretty cool to command a warship, one would assume, right?
That is true. Yes. That
Yeah.
is like the goal of every single surface warfare officer is command a warship.
And I would assume that there's not many females who have accomplished that task.
No, now there's a lot more. Yes,
That's
but
good.
it has only been since the early 90s.
So, but in terms of 22 years, so when did you retire? What year did you retire?
December last year.
Oh, so you're just like, and look at you, you're talking to me like 3 months in, right? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
Okay, so you started in, I'm just doing the math. You started in 2020, 2003,
Yes.
and now it's 2020. So what has changed in the Navy in 22 years?
Don't ask, don't tell is the biggest one that I've seen. Allowed to serve openly as a
Yeah.
gay or lesbian person. Yeah.
So that was a
It's,
that was a Clinton thing back in the 90s, right? I
mm.
remember. And then so but then so when were you able to be openly?
That was probably, I don't remember the exact year, but I do remember that when I entered, it was still don't ask, don't tell. And some of my friends, some of my really, really closest friends had to hide and compartmentalize their lives, and it was very difficult because we knew, right? As
Sure.
friends, we knew, but they couldn't just be open and be themselves. And you could see the toll that that really took on them. But a few years after that, they said that they were going to do away with that. And we were like, that's one of the best things I've ever seen the Navy actually do. It's just let people serve how they are and who they are.
And people were
Because
okay with that? Like superior, like old white men were okay with
like
that?
like everything at first, everybody has angst,
Sure.
but eventually, with time, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And, because you got to bring your authentic self to work. You can't hide, can't be worried about,
Yeah.
I can't slip up and say something about what I do or who I am, because then you're not really there to bring your whole self to work.
Well, yeah, I think that the more people like it's sort of like any sort of form of racism of any kind, it's like that if you meet people and you interact with people that you're kind of then you get less less, you know what I mean? Like that's sort of like it's just the more experience you have, the more conversations you have with people, then the realize that we're all just the same, right? So
Yeah, the more you realize you're more the same than you are different.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
then that kind of but that it's sort of fear, right? Because fear of like what you don't know, right? So
Yes. Yeah. And the Navy is great for that because it really immerses you into a whole lot of different cultures because there's just
yeah.
so many people from everywhere that, for me, being from New York, I grew up with everything and everyone. But it was funny to meet somebody from, the middle of America that was like, oh my gosh, I've never met this type of person before. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, welcome.
What year did you move to from Dominican Republic to Brooklyn?
In 1992, I was 7.
Or you're 7, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Um,
So well, okay. So you started when you were 18, I guess.
yes, I graduated and I was like, get
You went right
me
to the
the
army.
furthest
That's
away
amazing.
from Brooklyn, New York, and I went to Yokosuka, Japan.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's a big because you already learned like you probably already knew Spanish, so you moved to a new country, even though there's probably a lot of people in your culture there, I'm assuming, right? So
Yes, so I moved from a place called Las Guaranas, San Francisco de Macorís, which is in the middle of Dominican Republic, and
yeah,
it's in the country. And then I moved to Brooklyn, New York, and that was such a culture shock. I was just like, what is this? Because I
yeah.
was not used to living in apartments. I was used to living basically outside in the world without shoes on, and it took a little while to get used to it, as I remember. But kids, like, we were able to pick up languages fast. Like,
Yeah.
the mind of a child is very impressive. So, yeah. And I had a sister here waiting for me, so it was helpful to have someone, to basically help me once I got here.
Wow. And then you enlisted right away. So
I did, yes.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Do you have any, do you think you're going to write any stories or scripts about your experiences in the Navy?
I actually have a pilot. It's a workplace comedy. It's dark humor, satire. So it's have you seen Archer?
Yeah.
No,
The,
so it has
the
the same,
animation show, right?
it has
Yeah.
similar tone. Yeah.
Like that's way over the top. That's like yeah,
Yes. So it's
satire.
yes, it's very satire of about the time about the Navy. It's just not the Top Gun, not the cool Navy, the Navy, the real Navy, the one that makes you, you spend 4 hours, mopping or sweeping the deck because you have a VIP coming in, and then all of a sudden the VIP doesn't show up, and you're just like, I just wasted 4 hours. Great. And then, so something like it's just the mundane, what we do in the time between
Yeah,
mission. So, and that's how, but in reality, that's where we make our bonds, right? We call it embracing the suck together. And that's where we make our friendships and our
yeah.
eternal bonds.
The irony is that if you work on a film set, there is a structure, there is a chain of command, and there is that hurry up to wait aspect as well. Ironically enough, when you're making a film.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I
it
would,
is true. Like it is, there is a huge structure, right? Like there's one person in charge, and then he has certain department heads, then they're in charge of that department, and they have underlings, and then everybody can't contradict what is going on in the structure, right? So
great. That'd be
yeah.
like home to
Uh,
me.
any opinions about your was he I guess not when you were I guess he was when you retired. Your Mr. Defense guy. They changed the title.
Um,
Secretary of Defense, Secretary of War now. I guess that's what his name is.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Yes. Well, well, I'm retired, so I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, I'm just curious if you have an opinion for someone who was in the middle of it.
I just think that's just a lot of paperwork. You are gonna have to change so much. Like every single instruction that we have, every single thing has the Department of Defense. Do
Yeah.
you know how much work that is for us that create the instructions or redo the instruction every single year?
No, but do you have
Absolutely.
opinion of the man who's in that position now?
I don't think he was qualified for that position.
Yeah, it
I
seems
think that there's
seemingly
better
so.
qualification qualified people. I think that that was not the right person.
Okay.
Yep.
Because he doesn't seem to he seems to be a bit of a racist. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and I think that he is very full of himself, like a narcissist.
Well, I think he's deeply insecure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah, something happened when he was in the military, and now he has to like pound his chest.
isn't it crazy? Like as a Canadian, we can look down. We're literally looking down, right? So from north, and we're like, what's going on here? Like how is this guy in this
I,
powerful
I,
position?
there are many in these positions that you're just like, let's talk about DEI, right? And then you are gonna put these people in these positions. You're like, oh, and that's on merit? Okay, sure. All right. Absolutely not.
Okay, so you graduated in December, you're taking this course, and then you submitted. This is pretty quick turnaround. Like,
Well, I write a lot. I've been writing for a while now. As soon as like I knew that this is what I wanted to do, like stories come to my head and I just write them down and then I methodically go and say, okay, which one am I going to work on next? Which one am I feeling? So I spend my days mostly writing.
that's amazing. And then, so what is your goal?
My goal is to see one of my sci-fi movies on the big screen in theaters. That's my goal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Sci-fi is your genre, I guess, right? That's
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
But that said, you have that idea for the kind of the comedy, I guess, right? For the in the
Yes.
Navy.
I have the comedy idea, and then the adaptation is an adventure thriller. So I am venturing out, but I always come back to home, and what I love is sci-fi.
Gotcha. Well, you seem like a very impressive person. So now you're in Hawaii, which is I heard is fantastic.
It is. I can't complain.
So you ever think you're ever going to move back to Brooklyn?
No, actually, my husband's in the Coast Guard,
Okay.
so he still has another couple of years to go, and we just found out that we are going to the Netherlands next. So I'll be in the Netherlands for 3 years.
Wow. And you could still do all this writing wherever,
Yeah,
right?
and travel, and I hear that Europe has a really good film scene, so I'm excited to
It
just go
does.
back.
Yeah, keep in touch when you go there.
Abs-
The Amsterdam's got is pretty impressive. A lot of good great films are coming out of there.
Yes, so I'm excited to see.
Isn't it amazing that you get to do that? You get to travel and people spend thousands of dollars to go to these places and you kind of get to go for free. Even though you kind of have to work, but I get it, but it's cool.
Yes, it's very I know that we are very, very blessed, so I'm
Yeah.
very excited about it.
And you did it though. That's a grind. That's a long grind, finish to 22 years.
It was. And some days it was just like, oh my goodness, I need to just keep thinking about the finish line. But for me, it was the sailors, like leadership and seeing like someone develop from, just coming in the Navy and then seeing them rise through the ranks and seeing them get qualified and seeing them succeed. I think that's what I like the most, or seeing the team, a really green team train and come together and then pass like a really big certification. I
Mm.
love that. So
I'm
that was
again, that's there's film is very similar, right? Start at the bottom and it's one of those things where like the production assistant of a big film can be your boss in 10 years, right? So
Yeah. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a PA and just be and learn. So I'm looking for those opportunities
I
here.
did that
Yeah.
for 2 years. It was whatever I learned in school was like it was nothing compared to that 2 years of doing that.
Yeah.
You're a fly in the wall. You got to see so much. You got to see how storytelling was done in a very meticulous fashion, right? So
Yeah. And that's what I look to do next. Yeah.
yeah, and you got to see really smart, creative people kind of problem solving too. That's another big thing about film sets.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk again. Congratulations on it. You're moving fast, and
Thank you.
wish you the best of your rest of your term. And let's keep in touch. And let's talk again when we showcase another script of yours.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks.